Go for it.
Kev, we've not spoken to you yet since you've returned and the players returned. How was your summer?
Good. Yeah, my eldest did a GCSEs, so I didn't get to go away. We were busy revising and making sure she had everything she needed, and then the boys were at school, so I got a little bit of golfing. I tried to stay fit and keep up with greener and perks, and it's always nice to just decompress, reflect on the season, straighten everything up, and then before you know it, you're ready to go again.
You've been back in for a few weeks now as well. How have you found it?
Brilliant. Yeah, it's been. We've made a few tweaks and a few changes to how we're going about things. Again, we have our kind of end of season debrief, reflection, what we did well, what we need to do better, what mistakes did we make that we need to correct, and we went through all that, and some interesting things came up in terms of making sure that everybody's working to their strongest area, making sure that there's different voices. It's easy when the going gets tough to just kind of hunker down and make sure you're doing the best you can, but there's a bigger picture to that, and if it just ends up with the gaffer talking all the time, I think that can, as careful how I word it, that can grind a little bit on the lads. They need to hear different voices, different ways of doing things, put different ways from different people. And when we've got people like Perks and Green and myself, even kind of the Lauren in analysis and Al, you've got loads of different voices there who can give a similar message, a similar philosophy, but they can give it with their nuances and their slight changes. And I think making sure everybody brings their value, making sure everybody's in a place where they can add that value has been a real priority this pre-season, and touch wood, so far so good.
And that work led to the performance on Saturday, that 6-0 win, and Gary was very happy with what he saw. Said after the game, how did you find it?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed seeing so much of what we've worked on come out in the game. Weston's always a difficult place to go in pre-season. It was a really hot day. There was things that the lads could have used as excuses, and even our game plan. We asked them to go out and press and go like really aggressive, high press in the face, and that takes a lot of energy, and it's really hard work. But from minute one all the way through, they were relentless doing it, and that's 2 11s. So I think to see that come out in practice, to see the way we scored the goals, like Reece Cole's goals, just an outlier, it's a hell of a hit, but all of the other goals had an element of the stuff we've worked on all week. And that process, we spoke 2 seasons ago, I kept sat here and I was going on and on about process, and I'm sure you got bored, and I'm sure the people watching it did. But there's no way of hiding from it. It's everything. It's every sports team, it's every business, it's everything that is successful follows a process, sticks to that process, and you can't just go from 0 to winning. You have to go through that to learn how it's done, and the results then take care of themselves. And so brilliant. It's a pre-season win, no one's getting carried away, but it's great to see a lot of the work that we've put in coming out in the performance.
Was there anything from that performance that you saw that you wanted to work more on in training ahead of this weekend's game?
Loads of stuff, and that's the beauty of football. You're never going to crack it. You're never going to kind of complete football. It's a slightly different game plan. So we're trying to introduce the different things that we're going to do in the season to the players now under less stress, but with real detail in what that looks like. And the biggest thing is that it's not just tactics. There's a bigger picture here. There's a strategy over the period of a season where the players are going to have to know that the principles and the work rate and the culture are the things that are going to win them game after game after game. The tactics are going to give them an edge in those games based on who we're playing and what that looks like. And they need to understand the difference, and that's what we've been working on over these last kind of 3 weeks, to show them that there's a lot that goes into winning a game of football. There's even more that goes into winning games of football consistently. And that's where those little changes, those little differences are important for them to understand, and so they're clear when they go out on the pitch and the pressure's on.
This weekend we had Manchester to take on FC United, which will be another good test. I'm sure there's, you've done your research, but there's not too much that you'll know about them at this stage of the season, or what to expect.
we don't know what to expect from them, other than the fact that I'm sure they'll be highly competitive. It'll be a nice atmosphere. It'll be the first time I've been there, so I'm looking forward to seeing the setup. Amazing that they're in their kind of 20th year now of fan ownership after so soon after us coming out of ours, and brilliant that we can go there and support what they're doing, and hopefully it'll be a good game with both teams getting what they need from it.
It's a great opportunity for us both to shout about the success and why it's great to be fan owned.
Absolutely, and it's nice that we can. It's kind of two or three different things for us. We want to show that support. We want the fan bases, and we want the people involved with the football clubs to kind of swap notes, swap stories, understand that we've both been on a similar path over these last 20 years. For them, they can see how far it can get you if it's done well and it's done consistently, and they keep building. For us, it's testament to how far we've probably come in those 20 years, but it's also can't be forgot that we're preparing for the season. So our players need to go there, and they need to be, again, clear on what we're trying to achieve, clear on how we're going to do that, and then they've got to be relentless in doing it for the 90 minutes while we're up there.
And after that, I think there's a social opportunity for the players to kind of get together and spend a bit of time in that environment and get to know their new signings better. And
that's one of the things. Some of the work we have been doing, cultural work we've been doing, one of the things that came up is making sure we get to know each other really, really well. It's easy to get on that kind of hamster wheel when the season starts, and it's just day after day of training. Games come around, you get your day off, you just want your day off, and that just becomes over and over again. This is an opportunity 4 weeks into pre-season to go and have a change of scenery. It's an opportunity for the lads to kind of sit with some of the new players and the players that they've been with for a while, and maybe find out something a bit different about them, maybe get to know them a bit better, maybe understand them better as people, because we're all different and we all bring different strengths and different areas that we need support on, and hopefully they can do that, and that'll be, again, a really big part of how we're successful this season.
6 players have come in so far, 2 familiar faces in John Lee and Joe Whitworth returning for the new season. You happy with how business is going so far and how they've settled in?
Yeah, obviously John Lee and Joe Whitworth don't take a lot of settling in, and Josh McGuinness is always the first to be there, as you've seen, to make sure that they're settled in whether they like it or not. The new lads that have come in, we have a really nice environment here. We have a lovely training ground, we have good pitches, we have good people. You want them to feel that, and you want them to settle in, and then you want them to start showing who they are, what they're going to bring. And I think they've started to do that in their own ways. We've started to get to know them, and it's all part of that process that I'm talking about. So the fun starts.
Frankie Phillips went on loan to Taunton yesterday, had a great spell at Exmouth last year where he was named clean sheet Frankie, I believe. Kept a clean sheet in his debut friendly last night as well, so a great opportunity for him to step up a level in his development.
Yeah, and that's it. He's still a very young goalie. It kills me that I scored against his dad and I played with his dad. That makes me feel old, and I remind him that regularly, and I try and beat him every now and then in training, but he's quite clued on. But he's a really good kid. He's come in last season, he's shown what he's about in terms of attitude and application. He's gone away to Exmouth and he's put that into games, and now he's taking that next step up, and that's exactly what development should be, and it's exactly what we try and do at the football club.
And looking ahead as well, we've got Pierce Sweeney's testimony. I'm sure that's not been mentioned much by him. Coming up against Swansea on the 26th. That'll be a really, really strong test ahead of the new season.
Yeah, and again, this is that we've got the Torquay game, which will bring a different test and a different style, a different way of going about things, and then we've got the Swansea game, and yeah, we want to celebrate the achievement that Sweens has had. I think he's mentioned it a few times. It's incredible that somebody can be at the club for that length of time in the modern era. It moves so quick, and contracts are short, and especially in the kind of lower leagues, League 2, League 1, where he's been, those contracts come and go pretty quick, so he's shown a great level of consistency to stay in around it. But even that, it's still us preparing for the season. Let's celebrate what he's done, let's be a part of that. And even for him, it's his last year of contract. It's him showing that he's done 10 years, but he's got another 4 or 5 in him, and I think he has. I think he's shown when he's out on the pitch how valuable he is to us. He's shown what a good player that he can be, but he's also now got to kind of, as his football, prove that again this season and earn the next one. So hopefully he does. I've really enjoyed working with him, and he's a really big character in and around the place. So that'll be a great celebration of what he's done, but it'll also be us putting the finishing touches on getting ready for Doncaster.